give you the overview of my presentation outline today. So I will talk about the program profile and also areas of activities of Red Coat TVET program. And then we will talk about the developed products for strengthening the capacity of TVET personnel in ASEAN. And I will share you also some success factors and also the concept of sustainability of our activities. And after that, it will be the question and answers. And if you have urgently the question, you can also post it in the chat so that Tanta can also have the question and can ask me later. Okay? So let me proceed further. What is Red Coat TVET? Red Coat TVET is the regional cooperation program for TVET in ASEAN. So that means that we provide support to TVET reform in all 10 ASEAN member states with the focus on CLMV country, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. The funding is coming from the German government, German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. So the duration Red Coat TVET program started already since 2014, and currently we are in phase 3, which begins from July 2020 to June 2023. So about the staff, we are a small team of 13 staff, consists of the colleagues from Germany, from Vietnam, and also from Bangkok. So as you might know, Germany's contribution, that we have a strong TVET system in Germany and the dual training system as well. And the German TVET system is actually rely on a strong cooperation of public and private sector. And because its success to produce highly qualified TVET graduates, government all over the world have long been requesting advice from Germany how to strengthen their own vocational training. Especially in recent years, many countries with high youth unemployment numbers and a lack of skilled workers have asked the German Development Corporation for support. TVET has therefore become a priority area of German Development Corporation, and Germany is today the world's biggest bilateral donor in TVET sector. This support is also visible in ASEAN. The German government supports TVET reform efforts in 6 ASEAN member states, namely Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Philippines. In addition, Germany became an official development partner of ASEAN in July 2016, and TVET is one of the priority areas of the cooperation. So as you can see, the activities of Red Coat TVET are aligned with and in support of regional political agenda. We contribute directly to the ASEAN Work Plan on Education, and also we closely work to support the Southeast Asian Minister of Education Organization, or CMEO, in 4 of its 7 priority areas, namely promoting TVET, revitalizing TVET teacher education, adopting 21st century skill and curriculum, and also addressing barriers to inclusion. So what is the situation of TVET in ASEAN right now? I think all of you may know that TVET system in ASEAN member states don't produce graduates with the competencies required in the labor market. So there are several reasons that contribute to these challenges. Namely, there is no systematic knowledge sharing or dialogue among ASEAN member states on TVET strategies and also policies. ASEAN member states largely face the same challenges, but successful initiatives, case study, and policy are not shared and even jointly developed. The sectors are working in silos. This means that you can see also at the national level where often the line ministries who or which are implementing TVET programs without an alignment to national development strategy or TVET strategies, and also without coordination among the ministry. And especially the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Labor, usually both they have the mandate for TVET, but they are not closely working together in some countries. Moreover, the demand side, the private sector, where the majority of TVET graduates are employed, are often not included in the planning and delivery of vocational training. TVET programs are delivered largely in schools instead of companies, and with the focus on theory acquisition of knowledge. But for TVET, the skills are actually very important, and also the practical trainings take very little account of to the world of work and industry needs. And the TVET personnel is the most challenged things in the TVET system. So there are hardly any vocational teachers who have appropriate training on vocational pedagogy, new pedagogy, or practical skills. And especially they are lacking of industry experience. Therefore, the programs of the systematic in-service training are also not in place. As a consequence, TVET teacher become less qualified in the year, and also to be, they cannot prepare students for changing world of work. And finally, overall lack of quality in TVET by quality discourse focusing largely on quality assurance are not practiced at TVET schools. So all of this situation is actually addressed by Record TVET during the years, and it's also corresponding with the impact areas. As I have already mentioned that we have started our program in 2014, there are several activities and impact that we work with our partners. And there are also 6 outcomes and impacts that I would like to focus on. So Record TVET are working in the area of advanced knowledge sharing and dialogue in TVET. We also improve cross-sectoral cooperation in TVET. We strengthen business industry involvement. We encourage more and better skills training in companies. We also improve quality of TVET teachers, and we also position quality development in the regional discourse. For this presentation, I will present to you the encouragement and also how to strengthen the capacity of TVET teachers and also in-company trainers, and also how Record TVET improve the quality of TVET teachers. So before I presented to you about the activities, so I would like to show you the key contribution that Record TVET now we are in the phase 3. So we will have our program ended in 2023. So the main focus of Record TVET 3 so far, we support the adaptation of TVET system to digitalization. As you know that, so because of the TVET and also the pandemic of COVID, so we need to fast forward the digitalization, and the TVET teacher needs also to know about it. So the key contribution of Record TVET in phase 3, we would like to develop regional strategies and recommendation with the regional partners. We would like to expand business and industry involvement in TVET system. We would like to create e-learning platform and also online courses. We would like to advise TVET institution and also companies towards the requirement of digitalization. And we still support the priority activities in CLMV countries. Okay, so let me briefly show you the impact and also the activities of Record TVET to support the TVET personnel. So in-company trainer is actually one of the TVET personnel. So for us in Record TVET, the TVET personnel are consist of TVET teachers and also in-company trainer. So The standard, the regional in-company trainer standard, was developed by 6 ASEAN countries since 2015. The standard is already endorsed by ASEAN Secretariat, the Summit, and also SLOM as the guideline for competence development for in-company trainers. The standard is already benchmarked as national standard and training regulations in Thailand and the Philippines. So far, 200 master trainers have been trained based on the regional standard. And the standard is already translated and available in 6 languages. So the starting point of the regional in-company trainer standard, we analyzed the situation first, and we found out that for the skilled labor demand, what are the situation and what are the challenges? So the challenges in the region is that graduates lack of work experience and do not match the demand of industry. The structured cooperation between education and private sector is not function. Interest from private sector investing in the training system is still low. And the vocational education system in ASEAN is still a school-based system. And the education system in our region also focus on the academic side, academic system more. And the needs of skilled workers in the region due to industrial development and economic growth is still there. So this is the dual system approach in Thailand, and we talk about the apprenticeship. So for dual system, it's mean two. No? So there are 2 educational centers. So the dual system for vocational education in Germany, they are enforced by law. And they have also the occupational and skill standard in place. So the 2 educational centers, you can see that 70% are in-company training. So the students or apprentices, they practice their practical training in the company, and 30% at vocational school. So in the in-company, there are training regulation in place, there are training curriculum in place, and the students or apprentices need to be in the company for 3.5 days per week. And at the end, the apprentices or student will receive the work experience. And if you look at the 30% at vocational school, so in Germany, each state is responsible for the framework curriculum. There are also school curriculum plus the training curriculum in the company. And the students will be will learn the theoretical part in the vocational school for 1.5 days per week. So the concept of in-company training or the function of the in-company trainer. The in-company trainers often refer to all trainers and workers or any kind of personnel whose work involved in training, teaching, or mentoring other personnel. So the in-company training covers all training conducted in the company, such as retraining of existing staff, training for new employees, on-the-job training, and also training of apprentices and interns. In-company training can be integrated as part of human capacity development. In the same way as Germany, the in-company training could be integrated into vocational education and training system and add on the practical part into the school-based education. The private sector education in skill development through in-company training can be strongly support the increased number of skilled workforce in the region. So that means if the private sector would like to have qualified students or have qualified skill, so they need to involve in training the workforce, training the future workforce. So the approaches of setting up the standard. So the standard development was funded by the German ministry, and we also involved the experts in Germany from Karlsruhe Institute from Technology and also Federation Institute for Vocational Education and Training, BIBB, and also the German experts. We have received the commitment and also involvement from 60 experts for standard promotion and implementation. The experts are coming from Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, plus the Philippines. We have a series of workshops on standard development starting from September, October, November 2014, and the standard was announced in February 2015. So the participants or experts who are representative from local stakeholders agreed about the content of standard. The master trainer trainings that we have conducted and organized, we coordinated with responsible Tibet organization in ASEAN countries, and also we coordinated to conduct some of the master trainer trainings with HRD Korea in Korea. So if I would like to present to you the insight of the standard for in-company trainers in ASEAN country. So there are 4 main areas of action of an in-company trainer were identified by the group of the experts, and they were arranged in 4 modules. So the modules are Module 1, analyzing work tasks and defining learning requirements. Module 2, planning and preparing training. Module 3, conducting training. And Module 4, evaluation and further development of training. Each module contains 3 to 5 competencies. The modules and competencies are related to each other and also follow a logical order. So the suggested duration of the in-company training is agreed at 80 hours, but it also depends on the national level or the conducting the training of the master trainer, how you would like to adapt the training according to the local context. Okay, so the first part is already finished about the regional in-company trainer standard for the ASEAN region. So the other products that I would like to present to you, there are 2 things that we have improved the quality of Tibet teachers. One thing is about the development of regional Tibet teacher standard for ASEAN. 4 countries already benchmarked the standard, namely Brunei, Laos PDR, Malaysia, and also Thailand. And we have also developed the demand-based in-service regional training modules. We have already trained 150 multipliers from 11 countries, and the multipliers already conducted the training to national Tibet teacher for over 600 already. So the regional Tibet teacher standard for ASEAN, the standard was initiated to strengthen the Tibet personnel development in ASEAN, and the standard is already developed by key stakeholders in the Tibet teacher development from ASEAN member states with the German experts. The standard also received the endorsement at the 3rd High Officials Meeting on Sea Tibet in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2017, and also at the 49th Semio Council Conference in Jakarta in 2017. The regional Tibet teacher standard in its current form can be best understood as a voluntary guideline for ASEAN member states to improve Tibet teacher education. And as I already mentioned, 4 countries benchmark the standard already, and it is translated into 2 languages. The benefits of the standard, as the standard is jointly developed, so a well-appropriate jointly design of Tibet teacher standard leads to high acceptance in society and from all partners. The standard is also aimed to better educate the Tibet teachers and eventually to have competent Tibet teachers in the future. And the standard would like to increase the quality of Tibet in general and also to lead to a better results in student learning. And the standard can be the basis for the mutual recognition of study achievement between different educational institutions. So the regional Tibet teacher standard described as the foundation and development of occupational competence for teaching staff of technical and vocational institutes. The competency profile for integrated Tibet teacher standard in Southeast Asia is the basis of the regional Tibet teacher standard. And it is to be used as a guideline for comparable qualification of Tibet teachers in ASEAN region. And it can be also the point of reference for national policymakers to adopt national Tibet teacher standard for Tibet teachers. So here is the areas and competencies of regional Tibet teacher standard. We have divided it into two areas. The first one is personal and social, because the Tibet teacher standard, they need to have this kind of competencies. And the other one is about the vocational research, vocational disciplines, didactics, and pedagogy, and also management. Another products that Record Tibet have produced to improve the quality of Tibet teacher in the region. So we have developed regional in-service training modules for Tibet teachers. So we are also again analyze the situation in the region. We found out that the Tibet teachers are lacking of the views of advances in technology changes. They are lacking technical and practical skills in the demand of the industry. So therefore, the graduates don't meet the demand of the industries. The Tibet teachers still use the traditional ways of teaching, and the curricula are not updated. And in the countries, the initiative to upgrade the competencies of Tibet personnel are not responded to the technological advancement. And Tibet teachers are often not regarded as the key factors of changes. And Tibet teachers are still lacking of how to changing the paradigm from teacher-centered to student-centered by self-reliant learning methods. So therefore, Record Tibet with the partners, we have implemented steps of development, the regional training modules. The first step is that we identify the required training modules by sending the design questionnaires to identify the needs. And we also invited experts from training institutions to be part of the workshop. And the second one, we developed the regional training modules with the national training institution and also with the German experts. So after we receive the questionnaires, so we review and identify the needs in order that we can have the demand-based state-of-the-art and high-of-the-demand trainings for Tibet teachers. So we select the topics and of the training modules. We agreed on the training content, and then we verify and agree with the national training institution. So after that, Record Tibet also support to strengthen the capacity of training personnel and also strengthen the Tibet training institution by integrating the training modules and also train the Tibet teachers at the national level. So as I have mentioned that, so during the modules development, we have a series of workshops by identifying and also inviting the representative from Tibet institution and also the expert. So we have the kickoff workshop in June 2018. We have invited the expert for the consultation workshop, and at the end we have the finalization workshop with the representative to agree on the content of the modules. So here is the 5 regional in-service training modules, which are high on demand and also state-of-the-art. You can see that 3 modules are involved in the Industry 4.0. The first one is the innovative teaching and learning for industry changes due to Industry 4.0. The second one, we train the Tibet teachers to have professional development training on Industry 4.0. And then for the third module, so the Tibet teacher will receive the knowledge on curriculum design for Industry 4.0 based on the work processes in the industry. So we have also another 2 modules to strengthen the capacity of Tibet teacher, namely the module 4 about quality assurance and quality development in Tibet institutions. And module number 5 is industry and Tibet institution linkages. So the outcomes of the training of multipliers, we would like to deepen the technical competence and knowledge through smart factory training. We would like to give the acquired competence in developing strategic didactic projects to the TVET teachers. And we would like to raise the awareness for cooperation with industry due to the company visits to TVET teachers or to the multipliers. So the products that TVET designed for the training of multipliers, so we have the training folder, which consists of training program, outline of the training description, curricula, key training materials, handouts for group work, assignment sheets, and also national training plan. And we also have the online training platform where we put all the documents and presentation training materials on the cvet.net learning platform. So here is some photos that I would like to show you during the training of multipliers. So in 2019, we still can conduct the face-to-face training. So we have trained 23 multipliers from 10 countries plus Timor-Leste to receive the training on innovative teaching and learning for industrial changes due to Industry 4.0. And we have conducted the training in Thailand with the cooperation of from the Office of Vocational Education Commission or OVEC, and also the Smart Factory training at Thai German Institute. So as I have mentioned that I would like, we would like to, strengthen the company, the industry and TVET institution linkages. So we have conducted 2 company visits to the small Thai company who the owner have the vision and mindset about technology changes, and he himself compiled and used the big data for manufacturing to cope with the Industry 4.0. And another company visit is to Denso, Thailand, where the multipliers can see the transition of the companies, the plan of the company, how to transform their companies from Industry 3.0 to 4.0. And also the multipliers can see the disruption of technology there, and also the human resource development plan, how they can upskill and reskill the existing workers in Denso, Thailand. So the smart factory training at TGI, so the multipliers can receive the practical assignment. They can learn about the technical and software-based communication. They can look at the embedded system, including operation systems. And they can also work on the key component of smart factory and also cyber and physical system. And they can also be trained on connection of physical objects with Internet of Things. So the second one, where we have 25 multipliers trained from 11 countries and Timor-Leste. And for this one, the multipliers can deepen their technical and practical knowledge and receive the practical training involvement in Industry 4.0. And for this training, we have conducted it in German Malaysian Institute. So this is the third modules where we have conducted in Thailand again, and we have trained 26 multipliers from 11 countries. The training venue is in Thailand with the cooperation of OVEC, and also we have conducted a company visit to Bunrod Beverage Corporation or Singapore. And this company has already fully automated drink water production. And the multipliers can see also the industry work processes based, and the multipliers can also design the curriculum based on the work processes in the industry. So the training module 4 and module 5 has been conducted already. So the module 4 in Thailand and also module 5 on industry and TVET institution languages, we have here coordinated with the bilateral program in Vietnam, and the training has been conducted at Lilama 2 International Technology College in Vietnam. And here the multipliers have conducted company visits already and also can design the industry and TVET institution linkages and also to design how they can cooperate with the industry and companies. So after 2019 and in 2020 when the COVID hit, so we need to move the training into the virtual in-service training for multipliers. We have conducted the training and reduced the duration of per module. So normally we will have 7 to 10 days of the training, but due to the online training, virtual training, we need to reduce the training time to 4 days. And the training will be 8 hours per day. And so we have the flipped classroom format to conduct the training. It means that 50% it will be the synchronous or live session with the trainers, and 50% it will be asynchronous learning. That means we need to integrate into the online format the training materials, assignment, and also the e-learning from FaceTo in order that we can also conduct the technical part for the TVET teachers. So the target group is still TVET teachers, trainers, and also TVET management personnel. So the challenges and opportunities for conducting the regional training of multipliers. The challenges are that most countries still use the teacher-centered learning. So the changing paradigm from teacher-centered to student-centered by self-reliant training needs more training. So one-time training is not enough. So we need to do the coaching on methodologies and also to do the coaching how they can design innovative teaching and learning at national level. So the English proficiency is still the problem. And also participants are still lacking expertise and technical background on Industry 4.0 in some countries. So if you look at the opportunities for the training, so there are still high demand and interest from the responsible TVET teacher training institution in the training modules. And the potential of replication, not only in ASEAN, but also in other regions are still high. And the national institution realized to create their own strategies on how they can transform their institution from industry 2.0 to 3.0 and then at the end to 4.0. And also they need to have the strategy on how to utilize innovative teaching and learning in their own local context. So for the success factors, of all the trainings and also the products that we have implemented. So RecruitIT, we have conducted situation analysis before starting the program. We respond to the current needs of the partners. We have also identified the right partner and also the right organization with the right mandates. We creating joint processes of development with regional responsible institution, and we also have the regional peer group. So during the development and also during the training, the regional partners or regional representative and also regional multipliers, they can exchange their knowledge and they can also exchange their expertise and also their challenges as well. So, so RecruitIT, we also strongly support and encourage the utilization of output at regional and national level. If we see that we can support the coaching at national level, so we need to work with the bilateral program or we need to work with the responsible organization at the local context in order that we can also encourage the utilization and also to support the multipliers or master trainer at the national level. So, and then after that, we need to have the systematic follow-up on the impact. So towards the sustainability, so I would like to summarize in three points. The first one is the sustainability at regional level. So we work closely with Semio WOCTEC and also ASEAN Secretariat. So for the regional Tibet teacher standard and also for the regional training modules, we work closely with Semio WOCTEC and also with the Director General of Tibet departments through Semio WOCTEC governing board members. And they have already approved the regional Tibet teacher standard, as I have mentioned, and also the integration of the 3 training modules into the regional training programs of Semio WOCTEC. So at the national level, the National Tibet Training Institution also adapt the training and also integrate to offer the training at the organizations, and also the multipliers carry on conducting the training at national level. And also the replication in other regions. So we have been contacted by other regions, and we also exploring the possibilities of offering the trainings to other regions as well. So this will be the last slide of my presentation. If you have any question, please feel free to ask here. I will stop the presentation sharing. And so the PowerPoint will be shared to all of you through Mekong Institute. I need to update a bit and also share it again to Tanta. So she will be the one who share the presentation PowerPoint to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Siripon. I think that, yeah, it's very like GIZ is doing a lot. We can see that.
Yes.
We can see that in Tibet sector. I can see also like a lot of opportunity as well as a lot of challenges as well. I mean, all the organization working in silo and a lot of things. So now, I think that before I ask you any like question or comment, I want to pass the over to you, the participant, for the question. So I think that the first person who raised the hand is Mr. Pinviek. So then followed by Mr. Kagada. So Mr. Pinviek, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Very good morning, everyone. It is the second day. My name is Virya. I'm from the Accra, the Association of Family Room Agency. And thank you very much to Ms. Siripon Pavikam for your very comprehensive presentation earlier, and very productive, and all the points is very important to improve and the lesson learned and experience for the skill development in all the country in today. So I'm very interesting with the your presentation. And first, because all the time I interest a lot in your presentation, but the first I'm interested with the in company training that you mentioned, that the business out the in company training, like cover all the training in the companies, like either retraining of the existing staff, new staff on the job training, and also the training for the apprentice and so on intern. So in fact, when I study in the university, in the year 3 or year 4, the university asked us to find a company for apprentice and also the intern. So that's time very hard to find, and we face a lot of problem to find the company that will intern from that requirement from the university. So based on your experience, I asked 2 questions in refer to the in-company training. First, how to convince or to encourage the company to receive the apprentice or intern. So these are the first questions. And the second questions, connecting, what are the requirements from the company to receive apprentice and also intern? So this, I have only 2 questions. And thank you very much. And I know that everyone needs your slide presentation. And thanks to MI also tell us that they will share all the presentation from the resource person today. And yes, yesterday also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Pin, where are you coming from? From Cambodia, right?
Yeah, I'm executive of the Accra Association of Cambodian Recruitment Agency in Cambodia. Yeah.
Right. So in Cambodia, actually, we have also the GIZ support there, the GIZ program, and they are working with YEC, Youth Youth Employment Association. Do you know YEC? YEAC, I think.
YEAC.
Yes, Youth Employment Association.
Yeah,
So
Cambodia.
normally when, yes, in Cambodia. So normally when we work with Cambodia, we also invite the representative from Cambodia to work with us. So both public and private sector, you know.
Okay.
And I think in Cambodia, the dual system is not in place yet, right? And also the Tibet system. So if you ask me about how to convince the companies, so there are two things. The first thing is that the public sector or the government need to also open the channel for the companies to raise their voice. So normally the companies, they are not working well with the public sector. So this needs to be improved, that the mechanism to improve the public and private sector need to be improved in the country, and that there should be a clear policy on that. And how to convince the company for the in-company training. I can give an example in Thailand that, so in Thailand, we have also a strong support from Germany for a long time, 30 years already, and now we are not the recipient country anymore. So Office of the Vocational Education Commission, or OVEC in Thailand, they have the dual system in place. They have the policy, they have the law for in-company training, both for OVEC and also for the Department of Skill Development. So for the dual system, how to convince the company. So we have an incentive for the companies to involve in the in-company training. So the law said that if the company train the employees or train apprentices, they can receive 200% tax incentive. You know, so this kind of thing, the public sector need also to look at. And so the companies can also apply this kind of incentives from tax exemption. Another thing is that the companies, so normally if I look at that, the companies, if they want to expand their businesses, so they will, they need to have they would like to have apprentices, or they would like to train other people. So therefore, if you contact the companies or quite big company or large company, so you can receive the place for internship or to receive the place for internship and also for apprentices. So this will be my answer to your questions.
Ripon, our Pinvia, yeah, do you have, are you happy with, I mean, is this answering your question, Mr. Ripon? Are you happy? You see, it's also
I think he disappeared somehow, right?
Yeah, I think that we can take other people question and then later we can wrap up, no? So now not Mr. Kagada. I'm changing the gender, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Kanta. I'm gonna be missed soon. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your presentation. I think it's really interesting one, and we can see GIZ has been working very hard. You know. Anyway, my name is Takada. I'm also from the same associations like Viret, who just ask you the questions and how motivate, you know, the university science company to provide the internship opportunity. Anyway, my questions are, you know, that's like, you just mentioned about the situation in Tibet. I think that, you know, that is not the new thing about, you know, the Tibet system. I would say when we look back in 10 years ago, you know, when I was working in another place, not in Accra, we heard the same, you know, the same story about, you know, the situation in Tibet, in like Cambodia, Vietnam, or in Malaysia, just like, you know, they don't have you know, let's say, like you just mentioned, the business has no voice. You know, the Tibet teacher has not been considered as the change agent or something like that. And so what would be your recommendation with the, you know, the clear time frame in the next 1 year? How can we change that mindset? Yeah. And, you know, that is my first questions. Another one is you also mentioned about, you know, the program between Thailand and the Philippines. And that is very interesting on your slide presentation. If you don't mind, could you please elaborate more what are the program between Thailand and the Philippines? Because that so far they have trained more than 200 master trainers. And so could you please tell me more about who are they? I mean, that their skill, you know, among those 200 master trainers. Yeah. The third one, you also just mentioned earlier about how you work with the YEAC, that is the Young Entrepreneur Associations. I think that's only the small part of the association in Cambodia, that we have a lot of association. It's just like in Cambodia, you know, Accra is also the association. I think this also that my comment as well is that you can deliver the message to, you know, the GIZ in Cambodia to consider more association that who they really work in the Tibet system. I think that this might be helpful to change the situation in Cambodia as well. It's just like, you know, I give you the example for our association. The full word of our association is Association of Cambodian Recruitment Agency. We also have our training center as well. You know, after I look through your presentations, after I listening to your presentation, I feel that, you know, GIZ in Cambodia should do something with our association. If you don't mind, could you please advise me how can we, Accra, could work together with GIZ here in Cambodia, because we want to change the situation in Cambodia, and also we want to be a part of, you know, changing agent in Cambodia too. And so if you can advise us about that, I think that's really helpful for us. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, a lot now.
There are a lot of questions that I cannot capture, but somehow, so for the first question is, so I cannot give you the right answer how to advise you on, you know, because it's the political system and the Tibet system in the country. Maybe you know best how you can work with the private sector, and also, you know, to voice your interest and also your opinion in Tibet system to the public sector. So this will be my first question. But still, for the recommendation, Record Tibet also have another product to, you know, to give the recommendation to private sector on how to work closely with the public sector. It will be another publication. I can also share the link to Tanta in order that she can also share with you. And also another one, so to work closely with GIZ in Cambodia, I would recommend you to contact to YEC first, how they cooperate with GIZ. So for GIZ, as you know, that we have received the funding from the German government, there are a scope of work. And in Cambodia, the GIZ project is not directly contribute to Tibet, but they contribute to the SME promotion, if I'm not mistaken. So I would recommend you to contact YEC first, to talk to them on this, on how you can involve in as an association and work with the GIZ there, because GIZ in each country, they have their own strong focus. But thank you for the question. I know that when we have this kind of region